Welcome to September newsletter from Deutsch Math. We are dealing with a motion question here. This is part 2 of 4. At noon, a school bus leaves San Diego for a swimming meet and drives at 50 miles per hour back to Tucson. At 2 p.m., a dedicated swim coach finds a trophy left behind by one of the Tucson swimmers. He gets in his Toyota and pursues the bus at 75 miles per hour. The question asks, at what time will the coach catch up with the bus and return the trophy? All right, let's get back to our blackboard and let's solve this problem. Let's see, we are solving this problem. Okay. What I want to remind our listener here, or the student, is that we are demonstrating a 4-step process on how to solve word problems. Here we need to set a variable, and then we are translating or decoding the secret, and this is the most translating, the most important step. And then step 3 is we solve the equation we got and then we double check. Right? So let's do a little bit of analysis. Let's see what's happening picture wise. Here I'm going to draw, here's our Tucson, and here we started at San Diego. Okay, so this is at noon. The bus, after finish the swimming meet, is leaving San Diego. All right, and then the bus travels at 50 miles an hour, so that at 2 p.m., the bus has traveled 100 miles. So here's the bus at 2 p.m. The coach starts driving in his small Toyota, trying to catch with the bus at 75 miles per hour, trying to chase the bus. So the question asks, at what time? Okay. Let's call this at H hour. At H hour. And then we'll see, this is the H hour. So the bus would have traveled total of H hours when the Toyota coach's car catch up with it. Here's the bus. Here's our Toyota smaller car. So what we need to find out in order to have an equation or complete the step 2 is we need to find out what is the same. Distance is equal to speed multiplied by time traveled. Okay, so let's do a little analysis. When this bus caught up, or Toyota caught up with the bus, both of them traveled exactly the same distance. Now the bus traveled longer, it goes slower, but the Toyota traveled faster, it traveled less hours. However, what is the same is the distance. It's important as the word problem gets more and more difficult, we know what's equal, what has not changed. Alright, so let's go on to our step 1 and see if we can put all this into a step 1 into an equation. So step 1, we're going to define the variable. So we're going to say h is equal to the time bus traveled when coach Toyota caught up. Okay, the reason we had the bus travel H hour instead of the coach traveled H hour, and it doesn't really matter, but for the purpose of this picture, it's much clearer to see that the bus traveled H hours, and then the car, the coach's car, traveled, then it's H minus 2. That's because the coach started 2 hours later. Okay. then we'll see that h minus 2 is equal to the time coach traveled. This is because he started 2 hours later. Alright, so we have our step 1. Let's take a look at step 2. We are defining and decoding. We're finding our equal sign equation. Okay, so let's draw a little chart over here. Let's see, this is the bus. This is the Toyota. Okay. So let's see, bus's speed is 50 miles per hour. Toyota is traveling 75 miles per hour. The time they traveled, bus traveled h minus 2, and the distance covered this one would be 50 speed times time I needed. Okay, this one would be 75 times h minus 2. Okay, the equal sign, the important part is that when they caught up, those two are same. In our vocab, that's really equal sign. So our equal sign, our equation becomes 50 times h is equal to 75 miles per hour traveled h minus 2. Okay. Now from step 3, that's a relatively simple thing. All we have to do is solve the equation that we have. We have 50h equal to 75h minus 2, and we'll distribute. We would have 50h, doesn't change, 75h minus 75 times 2, okay, which is 150. And let's do one more step. Let's subtract our 75 on both sides. The reason we do it both sides is so we don't disturb our equal sign here. So minus 25h here is equal to minus 150. That's 75 times 2. Divided by 25 on both sides. We'll have h actually divided by minus 25 on both sides. We'll have h is equal to 6 hours. So the bus travels 6 hours. So at 6 p.m. bus and Toyota will be at the same place. Then the coach can give the trophy back. So let's do our last step, step 4. Let's see if I can have a different color. Step 4. Step 4. And then we'll double check. Alright, so let's wrap it up over here. At noon, the bus started. Bus started here. Okay. At 2 p.m., bus is 100 miles ahead of Toyota. Okay. Here's the bus, and here's the Toyota. Okay. At 6 p.m., that's right, at 6 p.m., the bus traveled 50 miles per hour times 6 hours, which equal to 300 miles away from San Diego. Okay, so here's our bus. And then Toyota traveled 75 miles per hour. It started at 2 p.m., so it only traveled 4 hours, which is really 75 times 4, which is also 300. So it's 300 miles away from San Diego. So here's our Toyota. Both traveled 300 miles, so the coach can give the trophy back. All right? Have a confident day.